Now today, we're going to have a look at the KORG Opsix mkII. Now, I've had this for a while, and well, not so long after it was actually released. So I decided to get the first one, and I've been saving up for it previously because I had my eyes on it for a long time. It was on the list. Actually, the only thing closest to this I had was KORG Volca FM2, and that's like a mini portable version of this, you could call it. So this, initially, yes, I am impressed with it. There's things that I love about this, but there's also things that I really don't like about it. And I will go through those in this. This is basically my humble review of this. This is the point of view of somebody who saw the Opsix mkII on the website, waited for it months on end before it was released, waited for it, kept looking at it again and again, and while saving up, and then eventually, once it was released, took the plunge and bought it. So firstly, what made me get this? Why the Opsix mkII, or why the Opsix to begin with? So as you probably know, I have the DX7, the Yamaha DX7, and I have created a few sounds on it. Now, it's not the easiest interface. It's just, there's a lot of menu diving, and it's just not. Those of you who have tried, and like me who have struggled, will understand exactly what I mean. The interface is just not user-friendly at all. Now, what I love about this, I love the same thing about the Yamaha Reface CS as well when it comes to analog synthesis. Now, this, it's very hands-on. These are each of the 6 operators, as in the DX7 as well. These have their separate sliders, separate physical controls. Now, I love that. So my way of learning is very practical, very tactile. I love the fact that there's sliders for each operator here, and the ratio for each operator here, and the fact that there is so much here, and this is organized so well. And this helped me learn FM synthesis in a similar way to the Yamaha Reface CS taught me analog synthesis, because everything is laid out there. By the way, I've done a review on that as well. I will link in the description below. I did not think it'd be possible with FM synthesis because it is complicated, and it's more involved than analog synthesis in that way. So when I saw this, and I saw that how it's all set out, which is, I have to say, I love it. The menu is organized well. I love the fact that you can just, for each operator, you can change mode pitch, the envelope here, the level, the way you can assign everything, assign the mod wheel and the pitch bend wheel, the filter as well, and the effects. The effects are really gorgeous on this. And the filter, you can have different types of filters. I'm not going to go through everything. There are channels which go through this. One person's video which actually helped me a lot. So I cannot recommend enough XMB, because his complete guide to the KORG Opsix is actually, it's like 2 hours long, I think 2.5 hours long. Since I've had this thing, I must have gone through it, as in like sat through the entire video twice, and it's helped so much. And he has this knack of explaining everything and explaining how things work in a way which you just get it straight away. Straight away, you're like, okay, I get that. Something clicked here. I've had a lot of these click moments that happened, and throughout. And his guides are absolutely excellent. Now that the sun is shining, you can see one of the things that drew me towards this and caught my eye is the beautiful color on this. It's a teal blue kind of color, bluey greeny kind of color, and I love that. Not just that, it's like a modern DX7, which you can just make sounds on it much easier. And not only that, it does have more than FM actually here. So if I were to I've created so many sounds on this actually, and all them at the beginning, and you go into it and you can see here, you can choose the wave, start with it, whatever wave you want. And not only that, mod FM, ring modulation, filter FM, wave folder. It's got so many different mods here. So you can combine, when it comes to operators, right? You can combine different mods. Yes, it sounds like bliss. And you'll probably recognize this from Subdued Light. That's where I sampled it from this. Yes, this is how long I've had the KORG Opsix mkII, and I've used it a lot in sampling, and not only sampling, but also in some of my tracks. There's things about it that get me excited, but there's things about it that just make me dip my head in, like, why did I get the... I regret getting the version with the keypad, right? I wish I got the module only version, because I have to say, let me turn this down because I'm gonna like mash it. I hate this keypad. The more I use it, the more I regret getting the key version and not getting the module version. I'd rather just have the module version and use my Arteria key step 37 on this, because it's just, I don't know, it's not a nice keypad. It's just so underwhelming. Now, this is comparing, and the amount I spent on this, you'd expect a keypad like the Cobalt Modal 8M has, or 8X has, for example. Now, the keypad on the Modal Cobalt is sublime. It's one of the best keypads I've come across. The two best keypads I have are the Yamaha SY77 and the Cobalt Model 8 or 8M or 8X, both the same. In fact, because of the keypad, I exchanged the 8M for an 8X. And part of me does regret that, because I do love the form factor and the size of this. The Cobalt was this size, and I wish I had that still, but at the same time, because of the keypad, I wanted the larger one with more octaves so I can just enjoy playing on this. So yeah, I mean, I stand by my choice, but with this, I kind of regret it way more. I don't enjoy these keys at all, I have to say. The build quality on this leaves a lot to be desired. As you can see there, it just bows. I don't like the build quality, especially the amount I paid for this. The design itself, I absolutely love, right? I love the detail on this, the ridges here, the actual front plate here, the colors, the set out. I love everything about it. The build, I do not. It's plastic everywhere, and even these, I don't get a premium feel from the sliders and the dials and knobs and everything. So it's just, for the price I paid, that's the problem I have. Now, one thing that irritates me about this, right, is, I mean, it would have been even more if I had the original KORG Opsix and I upgraded to the mkII, right? So, what is the difference between the Opsix MK, the normal one, and the mkII, right? Is mostly it's just the first one was 32 key polyphony, right? You've got 32 key polyphony. I didn't expect that to be that loud, sorry. This one now is upgraded to 64. And that's pretty much it. I cannot even remember the small other things, something about the LFOs being a little better or something like this, but it doesn't warrant another mark. I'm sorry. And do you know what? Okay, let me show you something here. today. As well as this one. This is actually one I'm using in my latest track. Right, so you've got all these sounds, these wonderful sounds, and ones you can make yourself, right? You're gonna use one at once. It's not multi-timbral. You select one, you use one, and that's it. Why? You've updated KORG if you're listening. Why have you updated from 32 key polyphony to 64 key polyphony? Something that, I'm sorry, but it won't make much difference to me. Yeah, personally. But you've not made this multi-timbral. If this is possible, alright, please, at least, make the firmware. I'm sure you can do it in the firmware. You can make this a multi-timbral instrument, right? Hopefully. Those of you who know better, please comment below if it's possible or not. So when I'm on the go, right, with a portable Amiga, with Octamed, or if I'm using my Polyens tracker here, it'd be nice to kind of, if I'm just taking this one synth and I can use, you know, multiple instruments on this rather than just one, if you know what I'm saying. I don't get why the multi-timbral thing. Now, the Yamaha SY series, SY22, SY55 even, I've had experience with that, SY77, multi-timbral instruments, I love that. I love the fact that you can choose many and you can use all of them in one single track. It's just makes sense. I don't get why they stopped doing this on synthesizers. It's got an arpeggiator, it's got a really nice sequencer, and yeah, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous, but just built crap. If it was cheaper, yeah, I'd get away with it. But for the price, no, I'm sorry. The Cobalt, the Modal Cobalt 8, the build quality is absolutely gorgeous. It's like the keybed, it was so beautiful, I had to get it in a larger form. And so I got the 8X. It's got a beautiful arpeggiator, actually. Entire afternoons and entire evenings I've messed with this thing. I wish I had the module only. That's the only thing about this. I wish I had the module only without the keypad and just used my Arturia. It'd be more portable then. If I put it on my desk when I'm recording, it'll just be less cluttered. Okay, so I'm just going to do a basic example of creating a sound with this. Very quick, very easy. First, I'm going to choose the algorithm, which, you know, these are in accordance with what's on the screen. So algorithm first, that's this one I'm controlling. Yeah, that's fine. Neutral sound, initial patch. So we use this to select the operators, and operator 1 through 6, like that. Okay, so I'm not going to go into it any detail or explain it. I'm just going to create a sound. That's all I'm going to do. So first one, I want it to be FM. Just do it square. This operator is the carrier that is modulating it. Envelope generator. Okay, now to modulate it. Okay, but I want the mod wheel to control that. So go there to change the modulation speed of that LFO. So here, the velocity of the keys. I think we need to do the same with that, with regards to the modulation. Because that's clashing. Because this one is being modulated by the thingy, that operator's not. So second operator, of course, set the control to mod wheel again. So it's consistent. Now if we make the envelope generator on the carrier come in a little later, you get more of a dynamic. So the envelope on the operator 1, the envelope on that is different. So that's the envelope on 1. So you can make that plucky, for example. Makes it dynamic then. So it's literally just with 2 operators. So let's do a third operator. Personally, what I like to do is just mute them and start with this, like start again with that. So let's go to operator 3. Let's do a different waveform for this. Let's do a triangle for this one. Let's do a little bit of movement with this. Now, if I'm going to do it there, me personally, I'm going to do it on the same as operator 4, 5, and 6, which modulate operator 3. All three of them do. Actually, I forgot to do something on operator 1. Let's go back to that. Now let's go to this voice section. So shift, voice. I like this. So this is where you do the fat sound thing, where you detune everything. So unison, let's do 8 voices unison. Let's go for it all. Right, so detune them. But then when you do spread, it spreads them on the stereo image. Let's do a very slight legato. One thing I like, you can do a legato on like poly voice. It doesn't have to be mono. In general, I want operator 2 to be, operator 3, the carrier 2 I meant, to be softer sounding. So it gives a bit of more of a depth. Right, so let's... So the good thing about this, you can combine waveforms, different waves, together and just make a really nice texture. So basically this modulates these two. It's all dependent on the algorithm. So we could do with this one. I do like that feeling, that initial burst, and then it disappears. So let's make this operator 6 do that then. So let's take the... Yeah, it's a nice feeling, that the initial burst, then it disappears. I don't need to put the levels down on these two to switch between them, because without this carrier, these operators will just be silent. As you can see, nothing's working. So, and same with this. If I'm now mix operator 3 and 4, 5, 6 with that. Now what you can do after that, you can add an effect. You can add 3 effects, right? So what I tend to do here is just choose the effects here. Unison ensemble. Let's do that. So for effects 2, let's do a shimmer reverb on that. Okay, so effects 3, last one. Do you know actually what I feel like doing is delay. Now when you go to algorithm, you can actually adjust the 3 effects there that you've just chosen. Let's make the operator 3 a bit sharper. Let's do the filter on this. Could use different low pass filters, different high pass filters. I'm gonna have the velocity actually control the envelope of the filter. Let's do low pass filter of the MS-20. Okay, so I've ended up with basically you're free to assign the different elements to different things like the mod wheel, the velocity, and LFOs just in general. So you've got LFO going on there, but you can and the actual pedals, you can assign anything to anything. Basically, you've got the freedom to do that. Basically, you're creating something from absolute scratch. So, and this is what I created within this short amount of time. Now, imagine spending a lot of time with it. This is what I love about this. This is giving me good access to FM, the Opsix mkII, and I love it for this. Now, the same ease of creating a sound like this, I wouldn't be able to do this so easily with the DX7. The interface of the DX7 is quite difficult. I mean, I've created sounds on there. It's just that I'm a visual, tangible learner and operator. And for that reason, I prefer creating sounds on something like this. I kind of want to save this and mess about with it later on. I don't know what to name it now, so I'll just name it that. So that's that. I can go back, recall it, and mess around with it, save it again. So, you know, I could just do that later and if I want to change anything on this. So, yeah, I love this side of it. I love the heart of it, what it is. Oh, another one thing that this should have had hardware-wise, it'd be nice, which the Reface CS, or the Yamaha's Reface series did have, is an input, an aux in, because I could connect this into the aux in, and this could go into the thingy with you. Now I have to connect this separately to that. So it is annoying in that way. Though this does have a line in, so I can connect the output of this into that, and yeah, spaghetti talk. Okay, so my track Subdued Light. It was quite a while ago in my last album. I used 2 bass sounds alongside one another. Actually, is it 3? I forgot. No, it's just at one point there's 3. I remember that now. It's to have emphasis. So as you can hear in the stir image. Right, so the one from the Opsix, one from the Opsix is here. So that's there. Now, this is the first track I created using the Opsix, actually, and this is the thing that bugged me about it not being multitimbral, is the fact that if you look at all the other samples here, right, the instruments here, you will see OP6 in front of some of them. So I've sampled a lot of instruments from here, from the Opsix, right? What was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 instruments I sampled from this. Now if this was multitimbral, I wouldn't need to do that. I could just use them on MIDI channels and use this. Please, if there is a way, KORG, if you're listening, please give this a firmware update that makes it multitimbral. And if there's an update already that does that, please somebody tell me, because I need to go check it. It's been a while since I've taken this stuff out. There's been a lot going on in life, and I've just put everything screech to a halt. There's a lot that I need to catch up on with my channels. There's a lot that I need to catch up on everywhere. But I'm going to really try and get into things now because life's too short. That aside, I love the KORG Opsix mkII, but it annoys me at the same time. I cannot fully like it with my entire heart, if you know what I mean, because it has these things that just remind me, and I'm sure KORG, you would like your customers to have, a nice feeling about what they have, and that it's going to last a while, that it's just, when you have that thing that you buy and it's built well, it sounds amazing, it just works just as you like it, and you develop that love, that little bond with it, that love for it. And I have with a few things, Amiga being the first one. I have to say my Amiga computer, the Commodore Amiga. That being the first ever one way back in like early 90s and late 80s. There's been a few things like that that I've just fallen in love with. And this, I'm struggling to because of the build, but the heart of it, I love. Yeah. Except for the darn fact that it's not multi-timbral, please. So that's my take on the KORG Opsix mkII. Maybe we should do a petition. Should all get together, write a petition, and send it to KORG. Anyway, this is my feeling about the KORG Opsix mkII.